Okay, this is my first live. Mystery Baker here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm not expecting lots of people to come in, but this is just me attempting something for the first time, and I like to challenge myself. So this tutorial, if you want, it's basically a walkthrough. So I'm going to be making my Christmas cake, and at the same time I'll be answering questions that I've had asked frequently on my channel, and I thought, well, I'll do a video, answer your questions while I'm baking. How's about that? So let's just go run through a few things. First of all, I'm live in my living room, in my kitchen, and if the postman knocks, I'll have to answer it, and I have two dogs and they might bark. So that's just a little warning. Okay, little warning there. Right, so this is an 8-inch cake mixture. Okay, an 8-inch. And what I've done is I've put the butter and the sugar in the bowl and I've mixed it through, because that's the longest part, and because I'll be doing it live, I didn't want to be always making a noise. Okay, didn't want to always be making a noise. So I've got my muscovado sugar, you can use dark brown sugar, and my soft butter. Okay, softened butter at room temperature. Okay, so not too sloppy. Please don't put your butter in the microwave. I know some people do. Don't put it in the microwave. Just make sure it's at room temperature. Now, if it's really cold in your house, then obviously just leave it out overnight. Okay, and it should be ready by the next day. And I've mixed that through. Now I think there's 275 grams of unsalted butter and 275 grams of muscovado sugar, but you can use dark brown sugar. And I've creamed that nicely there. Okay, I hope you've made your Christmas cake, and if you haven't, this is a great way to try. Now, this is an 8-inch cake recipe, round cake recipe, but I'm using it in a different way. I'll show you. I'm making a 6-inch cake for a gift. Okay, but I'm also making a few little other ones. I'll just get my cake tins, bring them over. I will look at you if you are on and you have put a message or commented. I will have a look in a second, but I'm just running through. And as you can see, I've got a little small one there. I've got another one, and I've lined them with some grease-proof paper and put some parchment paper in the bottom there. Same goes for this 6-inch tin. Parchment paper in the bottom and all the way around the sides. And I tend to put it double the size up. Okay? It just helps because the cakes are in the oven for a very long time. So I'm moving them back where they belong. Got everything kind of organised. I'm sorry if I haven't got it organised, but here we go. So, Christmas cake, right. Well, this is an English recipe, and Christmas cake is actually an English tradition. Okay, and if you go back a long time, I think it started out as like a porridge or a plum porridge, and there's different versions around the world. I mean, in Scotland, traditionally I think they use whiskey, and there's less fruit and it's a lighter cake. It's called a Dundee cake, but this is a traditional English Christmas cake. Okay, let's get started, shall we? So I'll just run through some of the ingredients. So in this bowl here I have 275 grams of plain flour, and I've added a level teaspoon of mixed spice, and I'm just going to mix that mixed spice through. Don't be tempted to put a little bit extra in, thinking, well, that doesn't look a lot, because it's a very powerful spice and you don't want to overdo it, because it changes the flavour and makes it quite spicy. We just want that gentle spiciness of the traditional British English Christmas cake. Okay, and over here I have in a bowl 5 eggs, which I've just beat through, and you'll need a sieve and you'll need some black treacle. okay? Now, somebody asked me, is there a substitute? There is. I think you can use molasses. Molasses is an American substitute, and I think you can find it in other parts of the world. And I do use, and it is optional because you don't always get hold of it, a little bit of my golden syrup. And it's been approved by the Queen. And if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for us, don't you think? So now I've mixed and creamed my butter and sugar together, you can see. I'm going to start adding the flour, okay? So what I tend to do is I do it in thirds. So I put a third in, like so. And hi, anyway, how are you doing? This is nerve-wracking for me. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm winging it. How's about that? So I put a third of the flour in and a third of the egg. Hope you're doing well. I will look at your comments if there is any. I'm not expecting there will be. And a third of the egg. And normally I beat this off camera, but I'm not going to today. I'm going to beat it on camera. So sorry, turn it down, turn the volume down. I'm going to be mixing. So I start on a low speed. Okay. Like so. Just gently. And I turn the bowl as I go. And moving up ever so slightly. Now I have soaked my fruit the night before, and I will bring that in a second. Just mix that through, and then up again. So gradually building up the speed. And just take it easy, take it steady, don't rush it, because it's not a cheap cake to make. It's quite expensive and extravagant, but that's because it's for Christmas, isn't it? Some people use them, I have, for wedding cakes in the UK as well. It's also traditionally used in wedding cakes. It's kind of a majestic cake to celebrate with. Okay, so I've moved that up now. And what I do is I just lift the bowl and reduce the speed. And then with my spoon, I clean off any excess that's gone around the sides. I hope this is picking up. Let me see if I've got anybody on there. Hold on. Hold on, I hope I am live. I'll laugh if I'm not. Let me just check. I don't even know how to check. I'm just going to blag this. I'm just going to blag. If anybody's there, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up now. Yeah, I'm blagging this all the way, but hey, this is what it's all about, isn't it? So I've put the mixture through and scraped around the sides, and then I go back in again one more time, mixing it round like so. Okay, like that. And again, just lifting off, getting that excess. And then we do the second third of the flour and the mixed spices, like so, like that. It's got 5 eggs in this. I mean, the 8-inch cake is perfect for the family, but the 6-inch is great, absolutely great for the kids and gifts. And there, another third of the egg, and we repeat the process. Now, while that's mixing, let me go into my questions that I've had on my Christmas cakes regularly. Question 1. It says, hi, great tutorial, but I was told that you should soak your fruit in the brandy for 3 months prior to baking the cake. Okay, you can, but there is no point. I'll tell you why in a second when I've just mixed this through. Ugh. It's getting heavy now. It's getting heavy. And you will find that. But don't worry, that's exactly how it's meant to be, okay? Don't panic. Yeah. You can steep your fruit before you make the cake 3 months in advance, 3 weeks in advance. I do it the night before. And the reason is this. 35% of the alcohol is lost in the baking process every single hour. Okay? So if you've got a Christmas cake that's in the oven for 3 hours, it's all but lost. All you'll get is a brandy flavour. Soaking the fruit is basically just to plump the dried fruit up and make it succulent. If you want to add the booziness, you add it after the cake is baked. I hope I'm making sense. All right, so that was that question. So I'm going to go back in and start, and I'm going to start on a low speed. Okay, turning as I go, and then up the volume. Now I would normally, if I was doing this, I would have my Christmas music on, but well, one of those things, guys. I can't do it because YouTube won't allow it. I wouldn't have Cliff Richard on though. No Cliff Richard, I'm sorry. So there we go. And then very slowly reduce the speed and stop. And then we're on to our final third. So third of flour in the spice. And I use a sieve. I know it's made with regular flour, I'm not using a raising agent, but I do like a little bit of extra air getting in there. Okay. And the rest of my egg. All of that egg in there. And again, I beat the egg before I add it. It just adds a little bit of air. So, back in. And we go with a slow speed again. Slow speed. Okay, and then picking up speed, turning as we go, making sure all of that flour is incorporated. It's pretty heavy, I have to say. It's pretty heavy. Oh, and make sure at this point you do have your oven on. All right. Now I do have a tutorial showing you how to make a 6-inch cake and an 8-inch without the talking and the blabbering on. And also a 10-inch round cake. So let me just, okay, and up again. One final movement. Hope that's picking up. I'm sorry if it's not. And I'll just reduce, lift up, reduce, and just switch off. Again, go around the sides, try and catch all that mixture and pop it back in the center. Okay. I mean, you can use a standalone mixer. I do have one, but these tutorials are for my beginners, and I know not everybody does have a mixer that's stood there. They have only a handheld. So I'm going to show you. It's a little bit harder, I have to say, but it can still be done. So again, start off on a soft, low speed and build up. There we go. It's coming along. It's coming along. There's a lot of ingredients here, guys. But this is the beauty of the Christmas cake. It's beautiful when it's all done. Okay, and I'm going to move up the speed again. My hands are a bit sticky and slippy, but hey. One last time. Turning as you go. And I'm sorry about the noise. And there we have. The hard bit is done. I'm going to wash my hands. They're very sticky. Hold on a second, guys. So, just a little question here. Softened butter. People ask me, what does softened butter mean? Well, it doesn't mean melted. Please don't microwave your butter. Just soft to touch. That's all it means. And it does help in the baking. Because if you make it liquid, it will leak from the cake and burn the sides, basically. Okay? And it will make it have a greasy texture on the palate. Okay? So, right. Before I go any further, is there anybody actually watching? Oh, there's 6 people. Oh, wow. Hi, everyone. Hi. Mystery Baker here. I can't see your comment. Oh, you can. Hi. Better late than never, Susan. Hi, Martin. Hi, Jessie L. Hi, Susan. Hi, Natalie. I can see you. I can see you all, guys. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, hi, everyone. This isn't going to be a short tutorial, so, you know, I understand if you can't be around for the whole, you know, duration, but can I use Demerara sugar? Yes, you can. The only difference is there's the flavour, all right? Yeah, it's just the flavour. You won't have that intense flavour that Muscovado or dark brown sugar has, okay? If I missed your question on here, if you look, I have an Instagram account and it's just my account. It's nothing, it's not a business account. It's my Instagram, okay? And I'm giving myself away here, but it's lowercase Hodgson X Lisa, all one word. And if you go on and add me, you can send your question to me on Instagram, okay, as well, if I miss your question. Okay, I hope that's all right. Don't be worried, it's not a business page. It's just my Instagram. I don't do anything professionally, as you can tell. Okay, so, I hope that's answered your question about the Demerara sugar. Yes, you can, but it won't have the same effect. It won't be as rich and dark as a Christmas cake. Okay, the traditional one. All right, now dark brown sugar and Muscovado. Someone might ask me what's the difference. Oh, hold on. What? I'm trying to read. Usually we add eggs and then the flour. It is different for this cake. As I can see, you added an egg and flour in batches. Yes, I do. And the reason is I try to do it to avoid curdling, all right? And this is all for my beginners. So by adding egg and flour together in thirds, it stops the batter from curdling. All right, I don't say that it does, but that's why I do it, okay? So, I was talking about something else. I've totally lost my track. Hello, Elsa. Hello, Jessie L. Hello, Natalie again. Okay, so, thanks for your question, guys. I really appreciate it. I didn't expect anybody to watch, but, you know, so, as you can see, all of that there mixed through. Now, okay, so just a hint. I've got my fruit all here. So I'm going to run through. I've got the cling film on, I'll take that off. But I'm not adding it just yet, but I just want to run through. For all my beginners out there. So, I have 500 grams of currants, 250 grams of sultanas and 250 of raisins, and I put 6 tablespoons of brandy in the night before. Okay, now as I say, you can overload this with brandy. You can put 20 tablespoons in, but it won't add to any extra booziness. And if you add too much brandy, you make your batter too wet and it takes forever to cook in the oven. Okay, so I'll just move that back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit of my favourite word, va-va-voom. We're going to add some black treacle. As I say, I only know if molasses is a great substitute. In fact, it's the exact thing, almost. And I'm going to add 2 heaped tablespoons. 2 heaped tablespoons. Okay. Ooh, yes. This is the best bit, don't you think? This is the best bit. I've had a question. Why is there no baking powder in this recipe? And it's a frequently asked question, actually. A few chefs have asked me that as well. And look, this is a traditional recipe. I've made it with self-raising flour, and only twice. Bearing in mind I've made hundreds of Christmas cakes. And only twice because I don't like it. I don't like the texture. Make it with the regular plain flour and you'll see what I mean. It's wonderful. I promise you, it's wonderful. So I'm going to put 2 heaped tablespoons of the black treacle. Okay, in. Oh, look. Quite satisfying. Very satisfying, isn't it? All right. Okay. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to this live business. Apologies for me being in office. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. And a tablespoon of golden syrup. Now, I'm on the last dregs here because I've been making... Oh, sorry about the noise. A tablespoon of golden syrup. It's optional. Not everybody can get hold of it. But I just think it adds to the yumminess of the Christmas cake. Okay? But if you've only got black treacle, then just add black treacle. And then with a spoon, don't mix, just fold. Fold in the black treacle. Okay? Mix it all through. Like that. Folding it all in so all of the mixture starts to turn a wonderful darker colour. Can you see how wonderfully dark that is turning? How magical. I do love Christmas cake. I do. How wonderful is it? And that molasses or that black treacle will really change the colour. Please don't add this after you've added the fruit or you'll have a right nightmare. Add it now before the fruit goes in, okay? See how quick that was? I mean, we're on the home straight, almost on the home straight. And I've kind of mixed all of that black treacle through. And there's a slight change in colour. Yeah, slight change in colour. All right, I'm going to go to another question. Can I make the cake without alcohol? And that was, oh, I haven't put down their name there. But they asked me, can I make the cake without alcohol? Absolutely. You can substitute the alcohol with orange juice so that you can steep the fruit with orange juice and you can feed it with orange juice. But there is a slight difference and I'll explain briefly. So I would recommend for a 6-inch cake, steep the fruit in between 2 and 4 tablespoons of juice the night before. If it's an 8-inch, 4 to 6 tablespoons, and if it's a 10, 6 to 8. Hello, Suzanne. You like using molasses? Me too. So 6 to 8 tablespoons of orange into the fruit. It'll plump it up and make it nicer when it's baking, and it won't catch as easy. It'll be nice and soft because it is dried fruit. And the only difference between feeding your cake with orange juice and feeding your cake with brandy is don't do it too early. Just feed your cake a week before. A week before you're going to cut the cake. And the reason is alcohol is a preservative, okay? So it will preserve the longevity of the cake, whereas orange juice can turn, okay? So please, yes, feed your cake orange juice, but just do it a week before, not months in advance. I hope that's answered that question. So now we've got our treacle in the cake. I'm getting warm, so I'm going to take my cardigan off. Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. I can't believe it actually. I didn't expect anybody on. I'll be brutally honest. Okay, so we're going to bring in the fruit. Bring in the fruit. Okay, I have some questions from some of my subscribers as well, and I'll answer them shortly, but I just want to get this cake moving. I hope you understand, because this is going to be a gift for somebody. All right, so bring my cake and my fruit over. All right, took my cardigan off. Too warm. Woo! Too warm today, huh? So I've got my fruit. I'll bring the bowl in. You see? And I just get my coffee. I need a drink. Hold on. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Hope you've had a busy day. Not. I hope you've got a cup of coffee at least. All right. So, my fruit. I actually put the fruit in batches. There's a lot of it. And there's a reason why I do it this way. So, put the first half in, or third, whichever way you want to go. Okay, put your first third in. And we're going to fold that through. And it's very important this stage, and I hope that you're watching. Because you can have, I'm not saying you'll have a disaster, because Christmas cake is fabulous, no matter how it turns out, I have to admit. But it's really important at this stage that you coat all of the fruit with that cake mixture. All right? Okay. So I'm just, and if you do it in batches, it's a lot easier to do. So that's the first batch. Second batch. Okay. I hope this is not boring, everybody. But hey, look, it's live coming at you. This is actually live. I mean, to be honest, I do my videos very much like live anyway. I don't do retakes anyway. It's home baking at its best. You know, we can't all be professionals, but we can still make great food. That's the point. That's the point. Natalie, it's fab. You are a natural. Oh, thank you. Oh, well, I'm very nervous. I just, I had all, you know, worked it all out what I was going to do. And at the end, I thought, I'm just going to do what I normally do and just wing away. Look, I know a lot about cake, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm not worried about the baking side. I'm more worried about going live and talking to people. It's really nerve-wracking. And to try and do both at the same time. Whoa. Oh. I'm frightened that I forget something. So, a good question there, Rents. Last bit of fruit, and I will answer it in a second. It's one of the reasons, Rents, that I don't use self-raising flour. And self-raising, I'll just stir this through. Self-raising flour is basically regular flour with a raising agent added to it, like baking powder. And I have noticed, not with me, it never happened to me, but a lot of my people that I know have had problems when they use self-raising flour. Because basically what happens is the cake's in the oven, the raising agent of the cake rises and the fruit sinks. And that's what can happen. I'm not saying it always does. Absolutely not. And by ensuring that you coat all of your fruit with the cake mixture, it will stop sinking as well. That's a very good question there. Thank you for that. And I've covered that. That's brilliant. Okay. So, woohoo! Right, I'm going to wash my hands because, again, they're sticky. Oh, I've coated all of the fruit with the cake mixture. Okay, that's a really important part of the baking. Hi from India. What about Christmas pudding? Well, I do make my own Christmas pudding as well, but I've never thought of doing a tutorial on it. That's maybe something for next year, don't you think? I will try and do a tutorial on how I make my own, but I do it the old-fashioned way. I steam my puddings. I don't know how interested you would be in that, but it's something I will look into. It will be, yes. I'm just going to wash my hands. So now we've done the messy bit. Well, kind of. I haven't finished yet. We've kind of done the messy bit. Now, ideally, this would be going in an 8-inch tin because it's an 8-inch cake mixture. But I'm doing gifts, so I'm doing 6-inch tins and a couple of little smaller 4-inch tins. ideal to decorate for Christmas. And they're great gifts because a handmade, homemade gift, in these days, and under the circumstances, I won't go into detail, but we all know what's going on in the world. Something personal like this, it just adds that little bit more magic, okay? Magic to everything. And I like giving personal gifts. Not all the time, but every now and then. So I'm going to bring over my cake tins. Okay, have we got any more questions? Let me see. There's a question here. After feeding the cake, so basically someone's asked me after the cake has been baked. After feeding the cake, do I need to leave the cake to dry before covering? Before covering, I think that is what it meant. Okay. Covering in greaseproof paper. Yeah, you can. An hour at the most. An hour. And all my ladies and gentlemen that are living in hotter countries and hotter climates, I have a lot of questions about that. And in the UK, we have pretty lousy autumns and winters. Not all the time. We can have mild, but they're still cool and cold. So you don't have to worry so much. But in hot climates like Australia and India and places, it can become very, very hot and very humid. Okay, so I recommend that you always use greaseproof paper at first to wrap your cake. Don't put it in cling film, because cling film creates moisture and it sweats. Okay, it sweats. And foil doesn't do any harm, but it's not as good as a breathable paper. The paper will allow your cake to breathe and not sweat, and that's really important, okay, especially in humid and climate countries. But I'll go through that in a little bit more detail. I must get this in my tins. So this is my 6-inch tin. Hello everyone. I've made an 8-inch batter for a 6-inch and a couple of little small ones, okay. My oven's on, ready. Temperatures, trying to work out centigrade Fahrenheit. It's 140 degrees C in a fan assisted oven, which is, I think it's 275 Fahrenheit. Gas mat 1, yeah. Trying to go off my head rather than, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I think I'm right. I'm 90% sure that that's correct. All right, so I've got my cake tin. Hello. Have a blessed Christmas too. Have a blessed Christmas. Sorry, when your questions come on the screen, they then go off very quickly. So I'm kind of just catching them. So I'm going to put this in the tin. One last rub through just to double check all that. Yeah, I'm happy. So I hope it's picking up. That's my only. So I'm going to move that back. Push that in, and we just start spooning at first just to drop that down. I'll show you in a moment. Sorry if it's not picking up there. I'll show you one. We're putting one in, right. And then what I do is I get a large tablespoon. Sorry, I'll tip it upside down. Can you see? I'm going to press the cake mixture down into the pan, making sure it's level. That's the trick. Getting it pressed down evenly on that. And I turn as I go, and I just use the flat of a spoon. Or you can use a palette knife, I mean, come on. I need some more in. So by flattening it down, you know how much you need. Okay, you know where you're going. And then another big heat tablespoon. And flatten down with the spoon. Oh, sorry if it's not picking up. Just looking at my questions. You're planning on... Oh, it's gone. Sorry. I will look at all of your questions that you've asked. And like I say, if I've missed your question, find my Instagram. It's not a flash Instagram. It's just my personal Instagram. It's nothing flashy. I don't do all of that. It's my Instagram. Hold on, I don't even know the name of it. It's I've wrote it down. It's Hodgson X Lisa. And if you message me on there with your question, I will get to you at some point, I promise you. Do you prefer to use only round tins? No. I use square too, and next year I will be showing you how to make square Christmas cakes. Hello everyone. Had to put mine on gas mark. Missed that, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's going so fast for me Okay, so voila. Can you see? It's an even spread, okay? I mean, it will rise in the oven, but not as much as it would if it had self-raising flour. All right, so we're nearly there. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to move that out of the way. And we're going to now give the cake some extra protection in the oven. Extra protection. All right. Hello everybody. How are you? Right. If you've just joined, hi. It's my first ever live and I'm so nervous. Really am. All right, here we go. So basically, I've got some greaseproof paper and I've doubled it up and I've sat the cake tin on the top. All right, now I've got a bit of string. Yeah. I'm just going to cut some for me. Now you're going to have to bear with me here because the camera is in the way of the cake tin, but hey, but I'm going to lift it all up and put the string around underneath, like so. Hope it's looking up. I'm going to bring it to me, like that. You can always make adjustments, like so. Can you see? Like that? Yeah? And then I need to tie it. So, just a double knot will do. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then a knot again. Knot again. Alright. I'm so sorry if I'm missing your questions. I really am. But I have a few questions and I will go through them in a second. So, I'm going to get this Christmas cake in the oven. And this is a 6-inch cake tin. So that will be in the oven for about 3 hours, give or take. It's 140 C if it's fan assisted, 275 Fahrenheit, a gas mark 1. And I'm going to put it in the oven for 3 hours. So I'm going to put that in now. And then we can go through some of your questions a bit more. So, in the oven it goes, bye-bye. And I'll put that in. And I'll put that in for an hour and a half, and then I'll add an hour and a half on. I always have a look halfway through. All right, so how's everybody? Hope you're doing well. I've made a mess. My kitchen looks like a bomb has just dropped. But hey, I'll clean up. It cleans, all right? So we've got a few questions that were left. Hi. Can we use cake strips while baking? You can. Why do I wrap the cake? So basically 2 questions I saw there. You can use cake strips, but I would use my technique for the Christmas cake. It needs to be protected from the outside because the cake has to bake evenly. And by protecting it with that extra greaseproof paper around the edge and higher than the cake tin, it stops the edges from burning while the cake in the middle is trying to bake, okay? If that makes sense. So it is important. And what was the other question? I've forgotten now. It might pop back up. But while I'm waiting, I do have some questions here from some of my subscribers. Jessie L, she asked me, is there substitutes for various ingredients in this cake? Absolutely. Everyone has their own version of in their particular part of the world. And I'm not basically going to run through them all, but I'm going to basically say to you that you can use nuts, hazelnuts, walnuts maybe, I'm not so keen. Figs, prunes, dates. You can change the alcohol. You can use whiskey. Okay, you can soak your fruit in whiskey and you can feed it with whiskey. And some people use rum. And I tell you what, if you are making a cake more of a Caribbean kind of Christmas cake, you can actually put pineapple in. It's great with rum, just to let you know. And why do I wrap it on the outside? I've explained, I think, there, to protect it. Extra protection, okay, extra protection. Measurements in cups. I will put cups on, Jessie. I'll probably put them in the description box below. In the UK, we tend to use, well, I tend to use, I don't know if it's the new thing, but I use kind of grams and ounces. But I understand that some of our American and overseas people might use cups, and I will start making a conscious effort to put cups in my description box as measurements. I've got a question from Dulanga. Can he have the ingredients for a 9.5 inch, or she, sorry, for a 9.5, I think it's actually meaning 9 by 5 loaf tin. Dulanga, message me on my Instagram and I'll try and, just remind me about your question and I'll run through it with you. I think you're meaning a 9 by 5 loaf tin. It will be slightly different, so I'll run through that. If you send me that question over to my Instagram on Hodgson X Lisa, I will answer that for you. And Savvy says, could I use the cake without icing? Absolutely, Savvy. Some people aren't fond of marzipan. Some people aren't fond of the icing, and I believe that in Yorkshire, traditionally they eat their Christmas cake with a piece of cheese. Wensleydale, I believe. So yes, you don't have to. It's a very rich cake anyway. And if you fed it with alcohol as well, it'll be absolutely lovely. It's always great with a cup of tea. It's always great with a cup of tea. Well, any questions before I leave you? Because I think I've covered all of the questions that people have asked me. There's probably a few more. If there is, just put them in the description box below and I'll try and answer it. I mean, I always try and answer my subscribers and anyone really. You don't have to have subscribed for me to answer, as you know. If you've got a caking dilemma, I mean, this is, oh, hello. Oh, right, Jessie. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for answering that. And yeah, okay. So that's my live first ever. Oh gosh. Hit like if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have really been nervous doing it, but I tell you what, it wasn't as bad as I thought. And you've been great. I honestly didn't even believe one person would actually show. I thought I'd be doing it on my own, and I haven't been. You've all been joining me. Thank you so much. It really, really does mean a lot. Thank you. Any more questions? Oh, I'm going to take this off. Hold on. I'm going to take this off. Hi. Thank you for the live video. It was easy for me to understand. Very good. Very good. And thank you all for watching. That's my husband on here. You'll look forward to tasting it. You're not having that one. Oh, actually, I'm going to just put this back on. I hope I don't switch anything off. Hang on. Hang on. Shoot. Oh, shoot. I'm not... Oh! This is a gift that Christmas. Hang on 1 second. Let me just... I haven't finished just quite yet. Hang on. Whoa! Okay. All right. Oh! This is my Christmas cake. The one I made in my tutorial. It's my 6-inch. Oh! You can't hardly see it. Can you see it now? Hello there. That's my 6-inch Christmas cake that I made and did a tutorial. All right. I did tutorial on it, and it's ready actually right now for its 3rd ever feed. So why not do it while you're all here? So I've got some Napoleon brandy, and you can use a tablespoon. I tend to just use the cap of the brandy. Why not? I might need a cap of this brandy after I've done this. Okay, so you just go around where you've made the holes. I've done a tutorial on how to feed your cake with brandy right from the start, putting the holes in perforations, and you just go around it like that and allow that to soak in. I'll just do one more for look. Always one more for look. So it doesn't matter if it spills out. Woo! It doesn't matter because it'll soak in. I've just gone around all of those holes there. Woo! Oh, it's smelling good. All right, now we're in the first week of Christmas. I will be feeding my cake, my Christmas cake, once a week now. I'll be upping the ante. Upping the ante. Now, just on this, covering the cake for people in humid climates. All right. I use greaseproof paper anyway, and I suggest anyone in a hot climate does the same. And the reason for that is paper is breathable, all right? And it allows your cake to breathe. Wrap it tightly, double wrap it in the cling film, and then wrap again with some foil, and that stabilizes the temperature of the cake inside. Now, if it's extremely hot, like piping India, Australia summer hot, then you can freeze your cake. I don't really like freezing cakes at all, but you can. But what I would suggest you do is instead make your cake later, all right? So rather than like I make mine around about November, beginning of November, make yours at the beginning of December, all right? Nearer to the time that you're going to be cutting it, and just feed it weekly, okay, up until Christmas, and store it in a cool place. Now I know when it's really, really hot, you can't, but put it in the fridge. I would recommend fridges rather than freezers. That's my personal opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but if it's extremely humid and you're making a Christmas cake, personally, put it in your fridge if you want. But again, really secure that wrapping. You want double greaseproof paper first, double foil, because you don't want any smells that are already in your fridge permeating into your cake, all right? You don't want any of that, okay? You don't want any extra smells. And maybe, I would say, 2 to 3 days before Christmas, take it out of the fridge and it'll be fine. You can take it out and feed it, but in humid countries, I would definitely. It stays outside for 6 months. Wow. What, the cake? Sorry, I might have missed that. I might have missed what you meant there. I might have missed that. It stays outside for 6 months. I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah, so my lovely subscribers who are from India and Australia, and I know all very hot parts of America, just make your cake a little bit later if you're worried, but I think it'll be fine actually, just wrapped up really well and secure. But use breathable paper, not cling film or cling wrap, okay? And once I've wrapped it in my foil, airtight container, any airtight container, and place it in the fridge or in a cool place of the house. And I would only recommend refrigerating if you're in a very hot climate. It doesn't need to in the UK. We have cold weather. It's cold during the night. We're not extreme humidity and heat. So I hope I've made that clear. Hi, Martin. I made a 10-inch cake last year. It was fabulous. Oh, did you make mine? Oh, that's brilliant, Martin. Thank you, Martin. Oh, do you know what? It's really nice to hear, because I'm only a small channel. I get that. I know. And look, I'm not doing it for, not going to be a Jeffree Star. Let's put it that way. But I don't do it for anything but just to pass on my knowledge. And if I grow, great, because I get to tell more people about cakes, and I love that. But also, just to add that just because I'm a small channel doesn't mean that I don't know anything about baking. It just means I've got a small channel, that's all. All right. I know I sometimes get trolls on my channel, and I'm sure they think that maybe because I'm a small channel that I don't know what I'm talking about, but that doesn't, both are not the same. I can be a small channel and have knowledge. I can be a huge channel and have none. It's irrelevant. And I just want to thank all of you right now, for joining me on my caking adventure into YouTube. I'm a very shy person, would you believe? And I don't normally dare do things like this. And do you know what? I've just thought there, I have no idea how I switch this off. I have no idea I know how to start the live, but I don't know how to finish it. Well, look, I am going to try and go. Let me just take this off the stand. Hang on. Woo! Woo! I'm going to try and end it. But I just want to thank you all for joining me today. Hit like if you've liked the video. Obviously, I know that it wasn't that great. I know, because I talked too much and I got a little bit flustered. And I just want to thank you all for joining me. Thanks a lot. Really do appreciate it. And you can, if you've missed anything, you can replay it. You can replay my video, and it'll be all there. I'll put description, the measurements of the 6-inch and the 8-inch cake below, and I'll also send links to my tutorial if you haven't already seen it. Let me just see. How do I switch this off? Does anybody know? I have no clue. I might do more lives. What do you think, guys? Do you think I should do more lives? Or do you think I should just give it a miss? Do you think? Hi, I made my cake. Alison. Hi, Alison. You made my cake. Oh, wow. Thank you. Oh, people are making my cakes, and I'm so happy that they are, because I know that they taste nice. I wouldn't tell you I wouldn't put myself out there and say, make it like this, if it wasn't any good. Thank you, Renz. Thank you, Renza. Sorry, I missed the names. They're coming up so fast. I really don't know how to end this, but if it just goes off, I'm so sorry. Thanks for your time, everybody. And catch me on Instagram. As I say, it's not a, what do you call it? It's not a professional Instagram page. But if you have a question that I've missed, send me a message on there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It's Hodgson. Oh, I don't even know what it's called. Hodgson X Lisa Mystery Baker. You'll find me. Hodgson X Lisa Rents Souza. I hope I'm not very good with foreign names, but your lovely name. Right, I'm going to go. If it just goes off, I apologise. And thanks for your time, everyone. I really can't believe people have watched this. I'm going to go and get these other Christmas cakes in the oven.